So, Tashidele, Namo Buddhaya, and welcome. Good evening. Welcome to our meditation class for today. Today is session number 15 of, of our meditation. So, we have two new friends here today joining us. And also for those of you online, also welcome. So, today we will be doing a meditation on restlessness. From restlessness to rest, meaning to get a beautiful sleep, yeah, to have just relax and enjoy your evening and then get into a good sleep. Wouldn't everybody like a good sleep? Yeah, but many of us cannot sleep. So what to do? Anyone, any idea what to do when we cannot sleep? What shall we do? Force the sleep? Hmm? Count the sheep. 1, 2, 3. That's what traditionally people tell us to do, isn't it? Do you count? Is that your culture at home too? So you count the sheep. 1, 2. Does it work? Sometimes, because if you are okay, you have no stress, anxiety. It's just that maybe sometimes you just are afraid. As a child, children do not have much baggage, right? So adults, we have so much of baggage. So therefore, when we sleep, when we close our eyes, things start to come to us, and we are afraid to sleep. We fear the sleep. Many of us are terrified of sleep. We think that the sleep, therefore we cannot sleep. And this is something that you deny outside. But inside, there is a different story. And sometimes we don't even know, because what is inside and what is at the surface are two different things. We can't see. So if sometimes we say that, oh, we're not stressed, I don't know why I cannot sleep. And then if I suggest that there's an underlying issue, no, they say, I'm okay, I'm fine, it's okay, I just can't sleep. So there's no such thing as you just can't sleep, because everything happens according to causes and conditions. Without a cause, there will not be a result, right? So, but the thing is just that you might not be able to see that cause, because the mind is heavy, the mind is disturbed, the mind is tired. You have no energy to investigate why you are unable to sleep. If you can, you will be able to sleep. Simple as that. But if you cannot sleep, then there must be an underlying issue. So it could it doesn't have to be a serious one, but it could just be that you have something on your mind that you have not closed for that day. You have not finished for that day. And when that is the case, then you have to do some meditation in order to sleep. And today's session, I'm going to help for those of you who cannot sleep. And cannot sleep is something which is very, very, very difficult for the human body and the human mind. A person who cannot sleep is like a person who cannot eat, and sometimes it is both, right? So, can you imagine if you cannot sleep for one day, what will happen? Anyone who cannot sleep for one day, you know the feeling? It is very, very difficult. Yeah. So, if you cannot sleep for a day, you start to feel very heavy. If you cannot sleep for 2 days, 2 nights, what will happen? Any idea? So if you cannot sleep for 2 nights, the mind becomes heavier, yeah? And then the third night you cannot sleep and your body starts to become sick, right? And then if you constantly cannot sleep, then it becomes a pattern, and then the body becomes adjusted to that pattern, but it doesn't mean that the body is well. The body has become, the sick body has learned how to adjust to the mind that cannot get sleep. So then where is the problem then? Is it the problem with the body or the problem with the mind? Yeah. So therefore the mind is so powerful. If you wish, you can will it to sleep. But you've got to investigate. Without understanding the underlying causes of lack of the inability to sleep, yeah, and the medical condition is called insomnia. So insomnia is not something which we should take lightly. Insomnia, some people say, you're just imagining things, you can sleep and all this. Why don't you just sleep? Sometimes it's so frustrating, that you just want the other person to sleep, because then the other person is like, if you live in a hostel, then you just like, the other person who cannot sleep, then everybody else will get the vibes, and then, so you can't. So one person who cannot sleep will sort of like, it will become contagious, then everybody cannot sleep, because there is a negative vibe from the mind of the person who cannot sleep, because the person is restless. Move to the left, move to the right, looking up. You know, then what happens is that if it is so bad, then doctors prescribe sleeping pills, right? For you to relax, anti-stressors, and then for you to sleep. But how long can your body take the sleeping pills? After some time, your body will get used to the sleeping pills. And then without the sleeping pills, you cannot sleep, right? And then, then you increase the dosage, increase the dosage, increase the dosage until you become addicted to it. And then after that, it doesn't work anymore. If the sleeping pills don't work anymore, then how are we going to help? So, which means that nothing will work on you. And then you start to get so frustrated that nothing works on me. Why can't I do? I've tried reducing caffeine. I've tried reducing, my screen time, but I still cannot sleep. So what to do? So today we are going to talk about a holistic management of our lifestyle, our stress, everything. Yeah, so that the way we live, and a few hours before we schedule to sleep, how we should conduct ourselves, and in daily meditation, what we should be looking out for, those red flags that indicate that there's an underlying issue, and that is the one that's making us unable to sleep. So not being able to sleep is very, very stressful. It can actually make a person become thinner and thinner, cause a person not to eat, not to be able to do anything, and then can cause a depression, and then it cause a person to be unable to function normally, can't work, can't relate to others. Is very difficult. Yeah, but it is not the end of the world. Everything that has a cause and that has an effect, it also has a solution, remedy. Wherever there is a cause, there will always be a remedy. But the remedy must come from you. If it comes from the sleeping pills for temporarily, yeah, it's a good idea to help those who are, really, really very, very stressed, very disturbed, and they have to sleep. But then again, that issue is still there. So one day you get to sleep, 2 days you get to sleep, then the third day the issue will come back, then the fourth day you cannot sleep again. So it's a vicious cycle. On top of that, you put in the pills, and then the pill also becomes a vicious cycle. So yeah. So now, without relying on externalities, we have to come back to ourselves. I'm not suggesting that we don't see a, a professional. We don't seek professional help. We must. If it is very serious, we must seek professional help. And the professional help may or may not include medication, right? So we have to be very clear about this. But alongside that, you also have to work on your own mind, right? And if you're not at the stage where you need professional help, before you reach that stage where you have chronic insomnia that has robbed you of your quality of life, that you basically become so dysfunctional, so upset, so agitated, so just everything seems so overwhelming. Before that happens, so we have to start doing the investigation. But if it has already happened, you're at the threshold between going off the edge and balance. So you have to learn how to rebalance. Yeah. So today, the topic is restlessness, from restlessness to rest, meditation, or deep sleep. Yeah, so I'm not talking about just sleep. Sleep, anybody can sleep. You sleep for 2 minutes, that's not deep sleep. You sleep 20 times a day for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's not deep sleep. So the deep sleep that I'm talking about here is the sleep that will help you to repair, to detoxify your body at night. And then also, it will help you to process the memories and the stimuli that you gain throughout the day. You are listening to things, you're seeing things, you're thinking about things, and all these things will, it has to be processed. It's like a lot of data, and the data must be streamlined. And when it's streamlined, it appears as a dream. And when you have a good sleep, deep sleep, you have dreams. And after you have those dreams, when you wake up, you are completely fine. But if you sometimes if you don't dream, then something is still stuck inside there. The dreams are like a release, not to be thought of as real, something which is real. Sometimes dreams may be like an omen, a sign of something, like foretelling a future, or it's just a very bad memory of the past, like a trauma, or a fear of the future, something which is actually coming from the depths of your mind, right? But sometimes it's just things from random things from here and there, just whatever that you thought here today or last week, or you mentioned it with a friend, somebody comes and tells you, or you watch TV, horror movie, whatever, then it comes up, and then it just comes out as a movie in your mind. So that is very normal. So that is releasing the seeds that you have planted throughout the day, all this external stimuli that you have. So then you wake up fresh. And when you wake up fresh, you know that you had a good sleep. But how many of us wake up fresh? How many of us wake up fresh? Yeah? Hmm? Mm. So, do you wake up fresh? That's the question I'm going to ask you. So, how do you know you wake up fresh? You feel more energy. That's right. And then you feel able to function. And then you don't have that feeling that you want to stop the alarm clock anymore. Like, I just need another 5 minutes, another five, another 10. And then you stop your alarm, and then you go back to bed, and then 3 hours later you wake up super late. Correct? Isn't it? Yeah. So they have had good sleep. My cats are running around, chasing each other up and down. So I reckon that when they sleep with their legs up in the sky. So that's like, do you sleep with your legs up in the sky? Does a human being sleep with the legs up in the sky? But I've seen human beings sleep like really like this, it's like with all the legs spread apart and the hands, and then it's like so good to sleep, almost like a cat upside down or a dog upside down, right? So it's wonderful, yeah, to be able to sleep like that. But if you're one of those who wake up in the morning always wanting to switch off the alarm, I mean, like, when you switch off the alarm, you say like, you know, yeah, and then again the alarm will, you put it as snooze every 5 minutes, and then when you wake up, you get a headache, and then you don't feel good anymore, and then the whole day is gone. The whole day is spoiled just because you didn't get good sleep, and this can affect your mental health tremendously. It can affect your motor, what they call that, skills. Your response. You slow down in the mind. You become careless. Your mindfulness goes out the window, and then you become like a zombie, all because of lack of sleep. So we can talk about meditating, in it's like every morning you wake up, you meditate, and then evening you meditate and all. But if it is a chronic problem, long-term problem, if you meditate also, chances are that you cannot sleep. Correct? So you have to investigate. So today we will try to help those of us who cannot sleep, because I noticed that it is a very big problem. I know so many people who cannot sleep, and they are very young. Many of them are only like 20, 21. They cannot sleep. And when they cannot sleep, they cannot go for classes. and then cannot wake up for classes, they cannot go for classes, they cannot do their assignments, and then it's like so everything gets messed up. And if you bring that pattern into the future, then you develop mental health issues, right? So the rest, of course, everybody understands when you have mental health issues, then you need to seek professional help. Okay, so now as per Buddhist tradition, so we will uh, put our palms together if you wish, yeah, for those of you who want to, and then for those of us who are from the Buddhist tradition, so you will take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and for those of us who are from other beautiful spiritual traditions, so you can take refuge in whoever who inspires you. So taking refuge and generating a good heart, that we are meditating for the benefit of all living beings. So we will begin. So you just need to rest your mind and take refuge in somebody who inspires you, a spiritual leader, good friend, whoever, especially enlightened beings. Yeah, those who have already transcended this the negativities. So this is the supreme refuge of those of us who have cut off this poisons of the mind, ignorance, attachment, and hatred. So only these people can guide you. Yeah. So you take refuge in this supreme being. For some of you, yeah, so from the depths of your heart, develop some humility that there are higher powers in this universe, and they are here to help us only if we connect. So now we are going to connect to this prayer, yeah, to anyone, because all of them have the same energy. There is no, in the realm of energy and enlightened beings, there is no label anymore. It's only mundane beings like us who have all this separation. In the realm of enlightened energy, all of them are one and the same. Sangye chue dan so ki chok nam la, jang chu bardu dai ni chap su chi, da gi jin so gi pe su nam ki, dro la ben chi sangye dro par sho. Sangye chue dan so ki chok nam la, jang chu bardu dai ni chap su chi, da gi jin so gi pe su nam ki, dro la ben chi sangye dro par sho. Sangye chue dan so ki chok nam la, jang chu bardu dang ni chap su chi, da gi jin so gi pe su nam ki, dro la ben chi sangye dro par sho. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, until my purified and perfect state, I and all my kind mother sentient beings as vast as the skies go for refuge to the gurus, our teachers, go for refuge to the enlightened ones, go for refuge to the Dharma, the teachings, and go for refuge to the Sangha, those who carry the lineage of the teachings and pass on the teachings. Sentient tamche deva da deve juda de para jurje tamche tamche dunga da dunga ki juda da vara juje dunga me pe deva da pa da me da vara juje niren chanta ni da ve ta nyom chen pola ne para jurje semche tamche deva da deve juda de para jurje dunga da dunga ki juda da vara jurje Donge me pe deva dampa dami dravara juruji. Nirin chata nidan dave tanyong chen pola ne para juruji. Simchen tamche deva dan deve judan den para juruji. Donga dan donge gi judan dravara juruji. Donge me pe deva dampa dami dravara juruji. Nirin chada nida dawe tanyom chenpola nepare juruji. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and from creating those causes of suffering. May all beings never be separated from the bliss and joy of their true nature of mind, their inner self. May all beings be equanimous to remain in the middle without going to the extremes of attachment and aversion. Semche namki sampata loye jeta jeta wa jechum thumo tekwa yi chweki kolo kodu so. We request the enlightened ones to turn the wheel of the Dharma for the benefit of all sentient beings. Please bless us so that we'll be able to learn the meditation without any hindrances and we complete the meditation session free from obstacles. Okay, so now we are going to learn about meditation for deep sleep. Who doesn't like to sleep? Is sleep nice? Sleep is nice, isn't it? Yeah, some people love it too much, they sleep all the time. But then again, if you sleep all the time, there could be an underlying medical condition or a mental health condition. So one of the signs of depression is sleeping too much. There's another sign of depression at the other extreme is sleeping too less, too little. So you see the mind. You see the mind, the human mind. The human mind is indeed very, very powerful, but indeed very, very weak at the same time. And in this 21st century, our minds have become so weak. They have become so weak because we are relying a lot on devices. Device, TV, computer. Yeah. So basically, these devices have sucked our mental energy to such a level it's like a vampire. So in the past, we think of Transylvania. I don't know. So it's like we hear stories about Romania and their vampires and Dracula, Count Dracula, you know, biting you to the neck and then sucking your blood, and then you become pale. So now in the 21st century, even Dracula will get scared of this. Yeah. So this is the real Dracula, sucking our mental energy, sucking our life force, our pran, our chi, and it's basically sucking away our time. So we need to learn how to manage the Dracula, right? So first thing is we need to put it down and then reclaim our mental space, reclaim our lives. That is the first rule for good sleep, right? You know, I'm so sad sometimes, to see. I used to think that young people are the ones who sleep so much. During my time, our parents used to yell at us, "You sleep too much." Then it's like, "Oh, just another 5 more minutes." No. Then it's like, and now the parents are, the same parents are telling the children, "Please sleep. What can we do to make you sleep?" You know. So the world has changed. And when I was young, that was like before devices came in, before this, before laptops. So that time we had TV, but we didn't have the 1,000 over channels that you have now. Right? Maybe a maximum like 3 or 4 channels. And in some countries, like Venerable Dr. Tenzin, her country didn't even have TV until late 1990s. So the people were very balanced. So then came the TV, and then people got sucked into the TV, right? And then when you get sucked into the TV, then you have lost your present moment. TV is fine for entertainment for short periods of time. But after some time, it becomes a vampire. The devices become a vampire. So, can you think of other vampires in your life? So, this is investigation now. So, we're investigating what is the vampire in your life that's sucking away your energy, your sleep.
Unnatural foods.
Unnatural foods. Okay. Yes, even foods also. external, and then also with the this inorganic, we have chemicals, etc. All these things also very dangerous. Yes, but more dangerous than that is in the realm of the mind. So can you tell me what things keep your mind, will suck the energy from your mind?
Too much of thinking.
Overthinking. Yes, overthinking. So this is something that can be, managed with meditation. And then also over talking all the time. So human beings nowadays have become, we have two eyes and one mouth, but we sorry, two ears and one mouth, but we listen less and we talk more. And this over talking can also result in uh, our energy being drained. Right? But usually when the energy is drained, then you can sleep because you're so tired, your energy is drained. I just want to sleep. But when you over talk, then you have too many things in the mind. And when you over talk, then you will overthink. Then when you overthink, then you cannot sleep. So that is, everything is connected. Yeah. So please understand that. So now we will first identify what is the right. Let me just very quickly. So from restlessness to rest, meditation for deep sleep. So here, human beings have become very restless. Do you know what is restless? Do you know what is rest? Restless. So restless means a person who is not be able to rest. And that rest is not only on the bed, it's not only on the sofa. Normal, like when you are walking, sitting, talking, doing your work and all, your mind should be in the center, in a restful state. Even though you are performing activities, but you can be anchored in a restful state, right? But most of us are like oscillating,
Monkey mind.
the monkey mind. So that oscillation irritates like a ping pong ball. So it's like constantly, right? So if you if you look at let's just say you go to the hospital, if somebody's for example, uh, you see the machines hooked up to the body, and then it has this the sometimes it is very slow, it's gone, then it's like it's terminal, then of course you're gone, right? But sometimes it goes too fast and the person is anxious. So basically we are very fast. And then how do you know that you're restless? How do you know you're restless? Restlessness is a number one issue among young people in this age and time. You hardly find young people being able to sit still. That's one sign of restlessness. You just can't sit in one place. It's not because you your legs are painful or anything like that. You just can't. You always have to do something. That's restlessness. And then number two, cannot keep the mouth shut. Always must talk. That's another form of restlessness. Because you feel that you cannot, if you don't talk, the idea of being with oneself scares a lot of people. It's just me, myself, and I. And if I am in silence, solitary confinement is bad enough. Even just moments of silence, even 5 minutes of silence, some people cannot. They must do something. They must talk something. They will call up a friend, or they will start chatting. They will call somebody on Facebook. So now I have many Facebook friends who who are always calling from here and there and everywhere. So it is, and I don't answer because I want to protect my mental space, and even phone also. So I must admit that I'm one of the last people who will answer phone calls on demand because I want to protect my mental space. Otherwise, every second of the day there'll be phone calls, and I will have to constantly irritate my mind. So it is these calls that are coming in, and everything on earth seems to be urgent. If you have, if and in a globalized world, You have so many friends, family everywhere in the whole world. If you have 5,000 Facebook friends, or 100, 200 WhatsApp uh, friends, many other people on email, how much can you reply to? How much of your energy is going everywhere, every day, to this, there, here, there, everywhere? No wonder we are restless. No wonder. So these are the things that suck our energy. Is there a contract that we have to answer everybody's calls on demand? Is there a contract? What is the obligation?
Parents.
Uh, Only with parents. If you don't answer, then and even I at this age I get in trouble. Yeah, if I don't answer my parents' phone call, then they send some warning messages. Better you know uh, tell us where you are now. So something like that. So this, of course, care and concern. So you have to prioritize. The idea is to prioritize who you should respond to. You know, and if it is, and everything seems urgent nowadays, right? So you need to understand family. There is a priority list. Work, there's a priority list, and then your friends, there's a priority list. Unfortunately, this has to be the case. And then and if you're a public personality, right, all the more you will have 100 and over messages coming per day on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on here and there. So the more you're on social media, the more you get headaches. And you have LinkedIn, what else, Insta, many others. So some of us have X, so many, like former Twitter. Just too many. How much can we respond to? How much can we see? And Facebook is endless. So you scroll down one after another, and it is designed in such a way that you go crazy because it's endless. There's an infinite. It's infinite. There's no stopping point. At least WhatsApp, you still got stopping point. And email, there's a point where you stop. But WhatsApp, Facebook, it just goes on and on and on. That is the cause for us being, our mental energy being sucked out, and become so restless. So this restlessness in Pali language, for those who are my Buddhist friends here, so it is udacha. Yeah. So it is one of the five hindrances in meditation. So here, restlessness is something manifesting from wanting to do things all the time. You just cannot be. You want to do. So a doer. So in this modern world now that we live in, we celebrate achievements, doing. So if you have, the more you do, the better you are. The more the successful you are. But then again, what is the use of your success if you're a wreck, a nervous wreck? You have no more peace of mind. So if any one of you has got the, I don't know what kind of obligation to answer 1,000 people a day, phones here, phones there, I think we have got to, have some boundaries. We have to talk about boundaries, yeah. So now in this meditation, we are going to talk about transforming here in a holistic way, right? So now, restlessness is not something that is not inside me also. Even I get restless from time to time if I'm not aware. So therefore, what is the remedy for restlessness? Hmm? Okay. Before awareness, what is the quality? Because awareness is a little bit higher, deeper. What is the basic one? You remember the seven, what they call that, factors of enlightenment? What is the first?
Mindfulness.
Very good. Excellent. Yeah. So it is mindfulness. Whatever it is, it always comes back to mindfulness. I know my friends out there will always say that Venerable has got nothing better to talk about other than mindfulness. So yeah, she's like so boring. She's like recycling everything every week. But then again, that's the idea. Because if you want to progress in your practice, you have got to recycle mindfulness moment to moment, moment to moment. So that's what I'm doing. So I may sound like a broken record. Who cares? Yeah. Because I just want to emphasize mindfulness. So, lack of mindfulness equals to restlessness. Do you see the equation? So now, if you want to, and is restlessness a good thing? Now, who thinks that restlessness is a very good thing? Out of a scale of 1 to 10, how good is restlessness? As in, like, 1 is not good and 10 is very good. 1. So if it could be, if there's a 0, it'll be better, right?
Yeah.
-2, yeah. So that's the thing. So we all know that restlessness is something which is unwholesome, right? And in this is that, because it is unwholesome, in the Buddhist teachings, it is considered as one of the 5 hindrances in the meditation, right? And number one reason why people tell me that they cannot meditate, they will proudly tell me, Venerable, I cannot meditate because I'm very restless lah. Then I was thinking, oh wow, what an achievement. So that is the whole point. You are restless, that's why you need to meditate. It's not that you can't meditate because you're restless, it's because you are restless, that's why you need to meditate. And the first step in reducing this restlessness is bringing your mind back to your breath. So anchoring yourself in something that you can, you know, ground yourself moment to moment, moment to moment. Now, what are the manifestations of restlessness in your daily life? Like just now I mentioned, you cannot sit still. You always want to get up and do something. You always want to talk. You always want to cut people off in talking. Don't want to hear. A bad listener is also a restless person, driving very fast. You know, and then you can see people, like basically cutting queues. All these are restless, beating red traffic lights. So is restlessness a good thing for safety, health, and safety? Out there on the road, restlessness is very dangerous. At home, restlessness, you can cut your hand when you use a knife. And then restlessness, if you're too fast, you're doing everything very fast. Nowadays, everybody says that you must walk very fast, must do everything very fast. When I went to Hong Kong, everybody was walking fast. And good old snail sloth like me was walking so slowly, because it's like I'm a bit on the heavier side, and everybody is like so super light and they knew exactly where to go into the station, to the underground and whatever, so it's like they take the train and so basically I was pushed every time because I was slow. And sometimes people scold me also, hello, excuse me, get off. So because I am a sloth, so-called mindful practitioner, then in a world where everybody is restless, rushing here, rushing there, and all, then it's like I became dysfunctional. So I thought, but then I look back, I was thinking that perhaps I should just walk to in the corner so that everybody else can go, and I mind my own business, and I will reach. And after some time, I got the hang of it. So never allow restlessness of others to influence your mind and make you become unmindful. So if the whole world is going fast, so a practitioner, a meditator will go the exact opposite way, go slow. My venerable teacher, Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, when we talked about we have so much of work to do, so we got no time to meditate. So it's like who has time to do all these mindful exercises and all these things, so it's like the world is like demanding our time all the time, fast, fast, fast. Everything has to be delivered today, now, in the working world. I have sometimes very difficult deadlines. So it's like what to do. So prioritize, right? So it's very important that we have got to make sure that we don't go with the stream of the world, we go the other side. So my venerable teacher said, because there's so much to do, therefore go slow. Going slow means you come back to yourself, take a deep breath, and then you tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in, breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And then you get your mental balance back. You reclaim your mental space. In restlessness, there is no space, there's just clouds, just dark clouds. You just are not in control. of your mind. And that restlessness, you're just being bounced around. You're just like in Hong Kong, the people just push me, I just go where I go, like that. So so where you have that kind, when a weak mind, you will have no stability. So the restlessness of the world will drown you. But I have learned how to be in the opposite direction. The other day in my university, I told you this story where examination was being held and I was putting the exam papers very slowly, slowly, and then my colleague was doing everything very fast. I admire her efficiency, but I don't need to do that because when I do it slowly, meaning mindfully, I understand and then I don't make mistakes. So I don't need to recount. The names are all accurate. So that is the power of mindfulness. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not. I'm just trying. But I can see the benefits. That's why I'm sharing it with you. And then when I stop at the traffic light, others are going restless. And then I see accidents, then I'm thinking that, whom should we blame? What is the cause and what is the effect? The cause is restlessness, the effect is accident, loss, right? So you learn how to go against the stream of the world, not to fight with the world, but we don't have to be sucked into the vacuum pool of the world. So don't let these devices suck you in. Learn how to change your lifestyle in a way that fits you. Who told you you have to answer 1,000 emails, 1,000 WhatsApp? It's the phone is a private. It's very personal. You answer when you can, yeah. And then later, after a few days, you can apologize. So if the person doesn't have patience and wants it now, then the person you probably have to reprioritize your relationship because that person may not understand you and your shortcomings or your difficulties. It's not a shortcoming. It is actually, that's not the correct word. It's your circumstances. So we don't need to cave into other people's demands. So that's very important. So restlessness is dangerous. So in this community that we have here now, we learn how to do things very slowly, not to the point that we become dysfunctional, but enough to be able to see our thought processes. So when we talk slow. Unless you don't have time, you have only like 12 minutes to present, then you talk a bit faster, like that. But otherwise, do things slowly so that you have time to think. When you do things so fast, you don't have time to think and then you make mistakes. So if you're doing housework, so when you're mopping, you don't have if you are not in the present moment, you hit your head somewhere or you break the stick. So many problems come in, right? So if you're not mindful, then it's like you can slip in the toilet. So many accidents happen because of restlessness. You want to get things done fast, then you spend another 2 days. You spend 2 days in the hospital. You know. So do you see? At the end of the day, mindfulness is efficient. Mindfulness is cost effective. Mindfulness is lifesaver. So why not practice mindfulness? Yeah. So okay. So now you must be thinking, how is mindfulness related to sleep? Before I do that, we must do some breathing exercises. For those of you who are new, I want to introduce the technique of mindfulness. And for those of you who are tired of me, my friends on the internet, yeah, uh, well, this is consistency. So I say the same things every week in order to reiterate that so that one day it becomes second nature to you. Like driving a car. First, you've got to be so worried about the mirror, the gear, the clutch, the accelerators, the brakes, so many things, left, right, people, and all. Everything is so overwhelming, right? And you become so worried, anxious, and you drive so slowly, right? When things are new. Then later on, when you are an expert, then you can, even if you do fast the work, but your mind is able to catch up with the pace of your body because you're training. So, as beginners, we've got to go back and become slow. So with your left hand, you will do pranayama. Block your left nostril and breathe in through your right nostril. Breathing in, tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. And then you block your right nostril with your. Yeah. So, yes, a good reminder for the posture. So, sit with your back straight, your shoulders relaxed, smile on your face, yeah, and your leg posture in a comfortable position. Okay, don't slouch your body, and then your left nostril, you breathe in. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. So you close, and then you alternate, yeah. So breathe in, you breathe out, and then you breathe in again to the left nostril, and then you breathe out. Okay. So breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in, and then breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out. So now you continue to do. The idea is that you are like a gatekeeper. You're watching your in breath and out breath at the tip of your nostril. Okay, so breathing in, tell yourself, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in, and your focus should be at your nostril. And breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. Okay, once again, breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in. So the first challenge in the first task in getting a good sleep is developing mindfulness. Yeah, everything that you do, slow down your thoughts, slow down your movements, go slow, right? So continue, please. Continue. So breathing in, aware that you're breathing in, and put a smile on your face. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in. Okay. So now I'll sing for you, and you continue to do, yeah? So sometimes singing is good, to release the stress. So continue, please. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release, present, moment, wonderful moment. Very good. So now that exercise was to rebalance the winds in your body. One of the reasons why you cannot sleep is your body winds are not balanced. It's all over the place, and it's like a storm, a thunderstorm that is inside the body, with all these thunderclaps and lightning and everything. It's just whatever that's out there in nature. It's also in there in ourselves, because we ourselves are part of nature. And the thoughts are like lightning, anger, and then this fear is like thunder, anger, thunder, all these negativities, these thoughts actually come back and haunt us and torture us. That's why we cannot sleep. And these are the thoughts that are overwhelming, and we think that they are real. And then they are real because we think they are real, and then we give them the opportunity to become stronger and stronger each day. So through pranayama, we are releasing that energy. So if somebody has a lot of anger, do the pranayama, anger will come down. And if somebody has a lot of anger, becoming slow reduces the anger. Slow. If somebody has a tendency of moving too fast, so anxious all the time, slow down your movement. So pranayama will help you to slow down your movement so you become so slow. And then you keep on breathing in and breathing out. And then this mind that is like this will slowly become very slow and nice. That time you can see, like, if this cup here, imagine that this cup has got sand, right? And it has water in it. So it has sand, and then your mind is like this. Our minds are like this. The restless mind is always oscillating, vibrating like this, like this, like this, all the time. How can you sleep? It's like this. Even your body is still, but your mind is like this. So I cannot see what is in your mind. You know yourself, right? And your breath also. And then that kind of breath also. So the more you talk, your breath is going like this, right? The more you run, the breath is going like this. The more you chase after things, the breath is. So it's like you have sand inside here. If I were to shake this, right, what will happen to the sand? There's sand inside here. Sand is also shaking, 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 shaking. And then that is your thoughts going haywire, right? So now, how to stop the sand from shaking? How to make the sand still? How to let it calm down? What should I do? For this one first? For this cup, what should I do? Continue? Then
Stop
how? How to stop?
by observing.
Mm, Before you observe, right? Try to let go first. Just put it down. So you just put your problems, just release first. The first thing is to release. Try to release. And how do you release? Is that when you're breathing in, you're aware that you're breathing in, breathing out, you're aware that you're breathing out. Should your mind go to the past or go to the future or grasp at something you like or push away something you don't like? So pulling, pushing, past, future, our minds only do these four things and it becomes a mess. So with these breathing exercises, your winds start to become calm. Before this is a storm, like a volcano. But once you start doing this, your winds also start to dance. Like it starts to, the morning exercises that we do, we swing. So the wind also starts to become like a snake that is mesmerized by the snake charm. And the snake goes like this, like this, like this, like this, like that. Yeah? So it's like that. So it is lulling your mind into relaxation. That is pranayama. Pran means life force energy, yama means control. So you're controlling your breath, the life force energy. So don't let the breath control you. So you are in control, right? And then when your mind goes all over the place, so with the help of mindfulness, you bring your mind back to your breath. If you observe, then it is going to, you're not ready to observe yet. Don't make observation the first thing you do in meditation. First thing you do in meditation must let go. So if the past has arisen, your mind has gone to the past, going to the future, you like something, you dislike something, all this, so how many directions you're going now? Past, future, like, dislike, all in 1 second your thought is going to the past. Next second it goes to the future. Next second it goes something like, how restless, how terrible, how stressful, how tiring. The whole life you're doing like this. When are we going to stop? When we are dead? Or stop now when we are alive? So you have to stop. So how to stop is this is the first aid. How to stop. It's just like how to stop a bleeding. In first aid, we take the gauze, right? So basically, yeah, press, apply some pressure, correct? Then isn't it? Stop the bleeding first. Like that. So now, so the gauze here is actually your what? Your breathing, and then the pressure is your mindfulness. Going then, and then the blood that is oozing out, oozing out, oozing out is your thoughts that are springing out, springing out, springing out like somebody is bleeding. So your mind, you are bleeding. Your mind is bleeding all the time, all the time. So it's like if you could see your mind, it would be full of blood. If you could, like the analogy, it's just completely like you're drowning in a sea of red, and then you're struggling to stay there because it's like you're already drowning in their own blood. So you need to learn how to stop. Yeah, and you can. It's so simple. That is the whole problem. The whole problem is it's just too simple that people don't believe in the power of simple remedies. People prefer to pay thousands for professional help. I'm not saying don't go for professional help. Please don't get me wrong. But I'm saying that without trying, you know, to help yourself, that you leave everything to somebody else because that's what we do now. We outsource it to somebody. So if you could outsource your examination to somebody. You don't have to go to school. You ask somebody to attend for you, right? But then again, when we die, we can't ask somebody else to die for us. We have to go, isn't it? So our number is up. That's it. We go. So when we are sick, we can't ask somebody else to be sick for us. So then why are we getting other people to do things for us in the realm of our mind, right? So that was the first pranayama. So now the second pranayama, we put our right hand over our left, the two thumbs joined together. Don't forget the smile. The smile is very important. People think that the smile is just cosmetic. It's not. The smile is to give you a sense of well being and solidarity between mind, body, and breath. So you're acknowledging it. Oh wow, it's like, wow, I love it. It was like, like that. Yeah. So breathe in. I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Tell yourself, I'm breathing out. I'm aware that I'm breathing out. So it is this mindfulness that has to be evoked, right? So the mindfulness is what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is when you remember to bring your mind, the wandering mind, back to your object of meditation, which is your breath. So the object of meditation here is the breath. Yeah. So the subject is your mind. So your mind is looking at your breath, and your mindfulness is like the rope that is tying the monkey, is bringing the monkey back. So when the monkey runs there, the mindfulness, like a lasso, it will bring it back. So that's how it is. So it's so important. So now you join your two thumbs together, and that's important. There's a reason why, in my way of doing, I make sure that you join your two thumbs together, because the sensation of the two thumbs joining together itself already grounds the mind, as opposed to you don't do that. There is a difference, right? So some people tell me I've got different ways of doing my hands and this and that and all. That's okay. But I have to, the way I am teaching here is that I want you to be able to connect the left and the right. So when we connect the left and the right, you neither go to the left, neither go to the right, you're in the middle. So this is the meaning of connecting. And when you're in the middle, you realize that you're grounded. So breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, so your job is to watch your breath, in breath and out breath. Yeah. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, Also, there's so many things happening here. One is that you're breathing in, breathing out naturally. Two, your thoughts are starting to arise, going here and there. Three, your mindfulness is starting to come and trying to, like a shepherd, you're herding all those sheep back to your farm, back to the barn, something like that. So your thoughts are like those rowdy sheep that is going everywhere. So you are the good shepherd that brings your flock back home. And where is home? Home is your mind, your breath, your true home. The breath is like the lane that you bring all your sheep, so the breath is like that road, that pathway. And then that breath opens the door to your barn, and then you go into the your barn. And your barn is the beautiful green pasture that they can sit at home and eat also, where they stay at night very safe. And then you go back into that beautiful house of yours, which is inside your own mind. So breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And there's another thing going on here, which is the two thumbs joining together. So the left and right becomes centered. And then your mind is grounded in the feeling, the sensation that I'm in the I know that my two thumbs are joined together. And the fourth thing that's happening is that your buttocks is touching the meditation cushion. So you're grounded in so many ways. Your breath is grounding you. Your mindfulness is of observing the in breath, out breath is one anchor. Second anchor is this one. The third anchor is the touch between your bottom and the cushion. And the fourth, your feet touching the ground. And if there are any sounds, that is the fifth anchor. So you tell yourself, listen, listen, the sound of the birds brings me back to my true self. Listen, listen, the sound of the birds brings me back to my true self. Beautiful. So all you have to do is just enjoy your in breath, out breath. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. In, out, in, out. So beautiful. So your breath is your best friend that has been with you since you're born and will be with you until your last day on earth. Your parents cannot be with you the whole time. Neither can your spouse, your siblings, your best friend, whoever it is, your lover. No. No such thing as anybody being with you 24 hours, 24/7. No one except your breath. And your breath will never leave you. Others might leave you because they have to die or they just go away. But the breath is always there, and we fail to recognize this importance and the loyalty of our breath and the great importance of the breath being the source of life and also the source of mental health first aid. So this beautiful breath anchors us to ourself, brings us back, is the gateway between the body and the mind. The breath, our beautiful breath, our best friend. So we come home to the breath like we have forgotten our best friend, and then after 30 years we meet our best friend, and then it's like our best friend is so loving, so kind, so compassionate, welcomes us with open arms, and that's your breath. And you go back to your friend, your best friend. It's like you were never separated. It's like the friend never judges you, never scolds you, never hurts you, never leaves you. It's always there, smiling, nodding, and nourishing you. That is a friend. And you have that friend. Never say you're alone. Those who say that they're lonely have completely missed the point. They've completely forgotten the fact that they have a best friend already who will never ever betray you. So breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. So if your thoughts have gone to the past, future, like, dislike, wherever, so gently bring your mind back to your breath. Do not follow the mind. Do not follow the thoughts. Do not control. You control one thought, another 100 will come up. Do not suppress it. Even if you suppress it, it will spring up somewhere else in a different form. No use. Don't follow. Don't control. Just relax. Let it be. Let go. So let go means first, yeah. So now, so now you understand. So now, when you say observe, yeah, right? Here, in a way, you look at your thoughts. Yeah, you're aware. So in this sense, yes, you observe, and then you acknowledge. Okay, they have arisen. I cannot stop it, and I don't get angry with my thoughts, or with the sensations of pain, or hunger, or irritation, or anger, whatever that is the storm that is arising in your teacup. Yeah, your mind. So don't get angry. Just relax, observe, acknowledge, and let go. This observation is just shallow observation, not a deep one. Yeah. So this is just a very quick one. Okay, it's there. Then acknowledge. Okay, okay. It has arisen. Fine. And then let go. Okay, let me gently bring my mind back to my breath. That's your work as a gatekeeper. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So you keep on repeating the process. Your mind wanders away, you bring it back. Your the thoughts, sensations arise, pain. Then you acknowledge it. You observe, shallow observation, observe, and then acknowledge, and then let go. And you bring this, and then after some time, the restlessness will dissipate. How long can you hold a monkey? How long can the monkey actually jump about with the rope in your hand? Once you have tied the monkey, it will try to go in 10 directions, but you'll get tired. And the monkey will eventually stop. And the monkey will eventually sit still. In the same, that's how you tame your mind. So now your mind, if it's getting upset, angry, resisting, that's normal. The mind always does that. The mind wants to resist because we have ignorance. Ignorance is a very powerful mental defilement. In Buddhism, we say we have the root of our suffering in this world, the one that is keeping us here perpetually in darkness, is ignorance. And it is this ignorance that manifests as attachment. You want to grab something, your greed, and aversion, which is hatred. And then we go round and round and round and round in these three thoughts. So the ignorance will say, don't meditate. Who cares? Why you want to waste your time? Looking at my breath. We've got better things to do in life. Yes, until such time when you have a mental breakdown. Yeah, so better do before you get a nervous breakdown. And this is very important first aid. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And then the ignorant mind will come again. Why? We are hungry. Let's get up and go. And then there's another thought will come. Yeah, I'm hungry. I need to eat. It's another thought that will tell you that Nana, I cannot stand Dr. Karma's voice. And another thought will tell you that I'm in pain. This is all too much for me. There's another thought will tell you it's overwhelming. Just leave. There's another thought will tell you I'm sleepy. There's another thought that will just keep you perpetually oscillating between past, future, and you don't want to do anything about it because your ignorance tells you that nah, all this is bullshit. So ignorance has been telling you that since the day you were born. And in Buddhism, we believe that it has been there since beginningless time. And that's why we are being recycled in something called samsara over and over again. So listen to your ignorance if you don't want to progress and don't want to have peace of mind. Then let ignorance dictate your future. But if you feel that the ignorance is a liar, which it is, It is like a fraud that is sitting inside of your mind, and it's telling you to do things the easy way, the shortcut, the restless way, the unmindful way. So you have got to choose. There comes a time in your practice where you have to choose whom you're going to listen to. You're going to listen to the mindfulness, or you're going to listen to ignorance. These are the two opposing forces. Yeah. Then third one, now we do the breath of fire. So you breathe in, beautiful breath, breathe in, and then you breathe out 10 times. You ration your breath 10 small times. So do it slowly, slowly like a sloth. So even if you're doing pranayama, also there's a tendency to the habitual tendency of doing fast will manifest. Catch it, yeah, be aware, and then your right hand over your left hand, and then you breathe in beautiful bright breath, fill up your lungs, and then you breathe out from your torso, from your diaphragm, breathe out slowly. Okay. So learn how to slow down. Okay, right? Slow. One more time. So I noticed in my years of dealing, and with young people, and everyone, yeah, even the elderly also. Those who are fast, always fast. They say, it's like in Malay we call it like what is that? Lipas kudung. Lipas kudung is the cockroach that has lost one of its limbs. So how does it go? It's like quite frightening. I'm very scared of cockroaches, and those kinds of cockroaches particularly are frightening because they are. So these are the kinds of people who are all the time, and people celebrate. They say that they're everywhere. You find them in the kitchen. They're always all the time working on their toes, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, and then people praise and say that this is a very good thing. Oh, you're so diligent. You're always here. Then I finished the kitchen. I must go to wash the toilet. After that, oh, I got to go outside and do this. Just all the time taking care of things. And what happens if the health fails and you can't do that anymore? And you become depressed because you're a doer. What happens if that one fine day you just have to sit down in somewhere where you cannot do your no, you can't go. So we celebrate people who are all the time on their toes doing this, doing that, doing that. I'm not telling you to be lazy. Mindfulness is not laziness, but I'm saying that if you want to do something, do it slowly, but not too slow until you miss the point. Of course, you've got deadlines and all. But learn how to balance between too fast and too slow. Be in the middle, and then you do your work. So, and then I see that's how to stop hyperventilating. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Then after that, your energy is sucked. And in this world, we celebrate these kinds of people as being very productive. Oh, really? Is it? Is it very productive? People who are all the time, everywhere, here, there, everywhere. Is it really productive? So we have got to see their state of mind. The person will know whether they are productive or not. Yeah. Sometimes it's actually a cover for loneliness. The person is all over the place. Is the person is loneliness, or is trying to suppress something that is coming out inside. Doesn't want to listen to what's inside. You go and do things. Do. I'm a doer. I'm a doer. So nowadays, when I see series, yeah, young people, oh, I'm a doer. I get the tasks done. Yes, of course you have to, yeah, because that's why you're studying. You've got to get it done. But what is the meaning of doer? So can we balance the doer and the be to be like somewhere in the middle? We do. First you be, then you do. So you just let it be, and you do. So the doer is going to have a nervous breakdown. The doer is competitive. The doer is going to fall off the cliff if you're not careful. Doing what? So the doer is like a waterfall from a very high mountain that is coming, the water is coming, and then going towards where? Going towards the sea. So our life is like that. We do so much, we go up to the highest mountain, but still we are going to fall, and we are going to energy. Where you're going, our life force is going to go into the sea of death. That's all, because we are going towards death. So when you keep on doing, then one fine day you'll be in the coffin. That's it. Then you have done. You're done. You do until you're done. Now, what is the point? What's the? You never smelled the roses. You never saw the scenery. So you were in this bus that was going fast, or you are driving this F1 car, because you're always thinking of reaching the finishing line. That's how we are taught, isn't it? In our lives, all kinds of sports never tell us to smell the roses. They always tell us to compete. So F1 racing is a finishing line, that black and white checkered flag. So it's like so happy. When we play games also, I used to like to play games when I was in university. This I love this motorcycle and car F1. I just love. And then it's like such a thrilling experience when you see that black checkered flag. It's like, oh, champion with that cup. Da-da-da. Oh, wow. It's like, okay. And guess what it did to me mentally? Make me anxious. Always I want to achieve. I realized it only in my meditation many years later, not at that time. There is something inside me that restlessness, always boiling, because I used to want to excel. Always the finishing line is very important. And that finishing line must be ahead of other people. It's not enough for myself. I have to, like, there are 20 cars, I have to be the car number one. The 20 people, I have to be person number one. Swimmer is all number one. Everything in this world is pushing people to be number one. Number one, even if you get number one just because your nose is 1 millimeter before the other person, when you're running, like 1 millimeter before that, your nose reaches, so you're number one. I mean, like, what? So I respect sports people because they are very, they work so hard. Yes, but one day when you're no longer number one, what will happen to your mind? We teach people to become number one, but we never teach people what to do when they're no longer number one. Then what will happen? We discard them and throw them into the bin. They feel so useless. So many people, former sports people, former police, former security personnel, army people, and also they feel that their life is useless after leaving the force.
It's like they lose their identity.
Yes, because their identity was in the job that they did, the doer. So is your identity going to be a doer, or your identity is going to be first? So you learn how to be first, then do, right? So you still can become an athlete, because it is well, it is good for the body, right? But be a grounded athlete, be a be-do athlete. So just be, at the same time you do, and at the same time you're mindful, breathing in, breathing out. If I get number one, it's fine. If I don't get number one, it's also fine. But you're not complacent. You can achieve the best you want, but understand this, that one day you might not be the best, and that day will come, and you have to have joy for the person who becomes number one after you. If you can have that, then by all means be the best athlete. So Olympics. So in meditation, we are exact opposite of Olympics. Olympics means that everybody wants number one, everybody wants gold. Here, in meditation, the gold, who gets gold? What is the gold medal in meditation? Who knows? The Nirvana? Okay, that is the ultimate gold medal. But what about in daily life? The gold medal. When you are sitting down in meditation or when you're doing your work in meditation, what is the gold medal? Hmm?
Being
Being is the process,
process.
right? So you're just like you are being, and then something's transforming inside of you. What is that gold medal? And you're not even achieving. So this gold medal is done without achieving. This gold medal is done by just letting go. And what is that gold medal? The gold medal is a combination of joy, peace, bliss, and equanimity. All this, that's the gold medal. And this gold medal is not to be achieved. In meditation, there's no such thing as attaining something. So if you have the aspiration to attain, then I'm sorry to say that you are still in competition mode. So many people meditate to get nirvana, gimme, get mentality. Come on now, it's like all those people in the corporate world, when they meditate, like, so I'm not, please, I'm not saying anything bad about anyone, but in just an example, yeah, I'm a corporate person. I meditate because I don't have time. So I have only 10 minutes now. Enlightenment, please come within 10 minutes because I've got better things to do. So it's like always, fast. So we set a goal for everything, even meditation. So I'll be enlightened at the age of 50. I put in certain 100 hours. So there is, to my horror, um, there was once I was on a show with someone. I don't want to mention any names, and I can't even remember the name actually. My apologies. But there are some people in the 21st century who record down their number of meditation hours. Like you are a pilot recording your number of flight hours, correct? So that is a pilot's license you need to get, and then when you upgrade, you are always recording it, 50,000 flight hours, whatever it is. So now we have 20,000 meditation hours. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Why? Because that is the same kind of mind that brought people into restlessness. The idea is not to compete, the idea is to let go and just be. And in the realm of being, you do not know how long it will take for you to get the gold star. And that gold medal is not to be achieved. It comes from letting go. I hope you understand this very well, because we live in a world which is heavily flawed. We are taught things which is going against the nature of our mind. So that is why we have a lot of mental health problems. That is why people are so miserable. How happy are you? Check your mind. And why are you not happy? Probably because you're chasing after something in the future. Because that's how our school system has taught us. That's what the whole world system, the world economic order, the world political order, everything is going towards gimme, get. Number one, compete. If I don't get, suicide. That's it. And that's the end. So I am doing these sessions to save people from themselves by doing something wrong. I'm not a savior for anyone, but I want people to save themselves, right? So now we will do this. So we have done the one more pranayama, and then we are done with the pranayama. So today is unique because our pranayama is together with the explanation for restlessness, and it's also a remedy. What that we have been doing is actually a remedy for restlessness. So now one more time, put your hands together and then breathe in, and then right, and then breathe in again and breathe in. So these four things. The first one was this. So this is the first pranayama with one nostril breathing and oscillating and alternating. And the second pranayama was right over left with both nostrils. Third pranayama was breath of fire. You breathe in and then you breathe out 10 times. And then the fourth pranayama is you breathe in and then you heavily breathe out. That is taking away all the restless energy, the bad chi. And you do it. If you cannot sleep, yeah, don't do it just because you can't sleep. Do it as a routine, morning, evening. Eventually you can sleep. Yeah. Okay. So now we have done our so the second pranayama that we did, I conjoined it with something called anapanasati just now. So when you put your right hand over your left hand, I gave you the instructions. If your mind goes to the past, to the future, so gently bring your mind back to the breath. Observe the in breath, out breath. That is called mindfulness of breathing in and out. It is called anapanasati in uh, Pali language. Yeah. So now, do you get the point? Okay. So I have to very great lengths. I have actually talked to you about common experiences of restlessness, racing thoughts, and this restlessness causes physical tension, tension in your stomach, tension in your head. You know, some people can get aneurysm, like this block, like a blood vessel, and then it bursts. Yeah, because of so much of overthinking, so much of pressure. Yeah, so this pranayama conjoined with anapanasati reduces the tension in your body. If you go to the clinic with like some people go to the clinic with their scared, so their pressure tends to go up. So I say that next time if you're afraid, when you go to the clinic, you know, for it to have a good reading daily, in fact you should do this, but in the clinic your blood pressure is very good every day, normal. But when you go to the clinic it's always very high. So before you go into the doctor's chambers, do pranayama, then your blood pressure will become. If your blood pressure is very high, what happens? The vessel bursts and we can die, right? And all this is because of too much of overthinking, stress, restlessness. Yeah, right. So now, when you want to sleep, yeah. So in the sleep, you must before sleeping, you can actually in your own homes, you put a candle, not those aromatherapy types of candles. Sometimes these have poisonous gas, chemicals. Just a very simple candle, tea light candle. Off the lights. Too much light also makes the mind very restless. So try to reduce the light for those of us who are very restless. Reduce the light and make it slightly dark but not fully dark, with a beautiful ambience of candlelight. Yeah? And then you could even lie down. So if you are the person that feels stressed by sitting meditation, you could actually do a sleeping meditation. And my teacher, Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, and Sister Chan Kong, also he's a very good Bhikkhuni co-founder also of the Plum Village. So I remember Sister Chan Kong when I was doing a retreat in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Sister Chan Kong put me to sleep, as in not put me to sleep in that sense. She really induced sleep in me and many other people. So we were sleeping. So now I can't sleep, otherwise you can't see me, isn't it? So just imagine that I'm sleeping now. Yeah, you're all sleeping, right? So with your arms stretched and also you sleep. And then she sang songs to us as if she sang lullabies. Yeah. So you all have grown up too fast. Some of us grew up too fast. That maybe we didn't even enjoy a decent childhood. And we grew up too fast. So you're the older one in the family, or whatever it is, or your siblings are so much older that you had to grow up very quickly with them, like that. So then there's a child in you that is still crying for the lost years. So what you do is you sing a lullaby to yourself, and you touch your heart here as you sleep in a sleeping position, And then you tell yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free. May my heart be peaceful and free. Try. May my heart be peaceful and free. So just let your heart beat settle down. By touching your hand, by taking your hand and touching your heart, you are coming back and giving comfort, solace to the baby. Imagine yourself as a baby. We are not all that grown up yet. There are crying babies inside here, and babies that didn't have a good childhood. So we are here. So as an adult, we look into our baby self, and if the baby is inside here, so it's like a mother embracing the baby, and then you tell yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free. May my heart be peaceful and free. So you feel your heartbeat going up, like very, very rapid. So you note your heartbeat. Is your heartbeat very fast? Is your heartbeat very slow? Like that, you know? So it's so much of love. So you transmit that love back to your heart. And you tell yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free. And if you can manage, you visualize a beautiful bright light from the universe, from the enlightened ones, from your spiritual guides, those who are present in the world or who have already passed on. You breathe in this beautiful bright light, and then you send it to your heart with so much of love and acceptance. You tell yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free. And let all the negativity surface up. So here you tell yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free, meaning that the beautiful bright white light, it enters through your nostril and it goes all the way to your heart center, and then it becomes a cooling nectar for your heart that is like a volcano. Inside the heart, there are so many seeds waiting to spring up. So many buried seeds. There are seeds of anger, hatred, worries, anxiety, irritation, stress, tiredness, misery, guilt, regret, all these things. So let them come to the surface by taking your hand and putting on your heart. So you imagine that your heart is touching, like there's seeds, underneath, like buried. Some are bigger than others, some are very big seeds, some are small seeds, but the moment you touch, the seeds are coming up to the surface. You get in touch with yourself. Close your eyes, get in touch with yourself, and feel those seeds coming up. So it's so important. Yeah. So sometimes you have so very fiery emotions. You don't know what to do. So as like a mother to your own self, come back, touch your heart. Wherever you are, whether you're working, you're in the bed, you're anywhere, you can always touch your heart and tell yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free. And then that seeds come out. The seeds come out, and they can spring out in the form of tears. The body might shake, tremble, or some past, visions can come out. It's okay, let it come out. Because there's so much of baggage inside here. We must release it. It's better to release it in meditation than release it on someone in a negative way. So when you touch your heart, you can start to feel something rumbling here. And if you have a lot of pent up emotions, you can start to feel like the volcano is beginning to burst. When it start spewing ash, and next thing you know, the lava comes out in the form of tears, shaking. Maybe your body starts to tremble, you know, and your tears start to fall out. Many things can happen, but it's okay. You're in a safe space. Let it come out. Let it go. Yeah, so this is called releasing the volcano. You tell yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free. So genuinely send this beautiful bright light of the universe. Breathe in this beautiful bright light and send to your heart. Right? And then get ready. So don't imagine things that are not there, but you can feel, and everybody has got seeds inside here, and they will spring up sooner or later. So you don't expect it to spring up now, but especially when you have very fiery emotions at that time. So you first thing is to calm down, like a cold water like this coming down. And then secondly, it is to bring them to the surface. The touching the heart meditation is very important for sleep, for peace. So where there is no peace, there's so much of volcano, how can you sleep? Right? And you don't even know what is inside there. But when you touch your heart, then you start to know you. And then at that particular time, your mind, you are observing your chest, your center. So your mind is breathing in and breathing out. It's also touching the heart. It's also feeling the hand touch the chest, It's aware of that sensation, whether it's a hot sensation, cold sensation, whether your heart is beating fast or slow. And then after some time, things start to come to the surface daily. So you do that, right? So that's how you will know, what is inside of you. So that I said in the beginning, so there must be a cause for it to have an effect. And sometimes we don't even know what it is, right? So this is for very deep pent up emotions. That is the first step. The second step, you focus, you take your hand and put on your head, right? And here you feel the warmth. Some people's heads are so hot because overthinking, like the car, like running for a few hours and the car bonnet is so hot. So your head, your brain is so hot, like fried all day long with overthinking. So then you start to cool down your head. And then with the same loving kindness and compassion, you breathe in this beautiful bright light and you send it to cool down your head. So you can feel like as if there's cool water or cold nectar or ice cream, whatever it is that is melting on your head. And then you tell yourself, may my mind be happy. May my mind be happy. May my mind be happy. So now there's so many, the head is full of stuff, so cluttered, so messed up, But that's okay. We can clean the mess. That's not us. It's not us. It's not you. It's just temporary. We are cleaning it up slowly. So first, let it become, cool it down with the beautiful touch of your hand, conjoined with the visualization, the beautiful bright light of the universe touches your head and makes your mind calm, peaceful, and then your head becomes less heavy. And then with the beautiful touch, loving touch, something feels good there. You start to feel that your head is getting less and less heavy, and then you feel lighter. Yeah, right? So that is the second one. And then the third one, you just have to tell yourself there's no, you can touch it anywhere that is painful, right? So if your throat is painful, you can put it at your throat and then you say, may my body be healthy. And you have a gastrointestinal problem, so you take this hand, you touch it on your, wherever that it is painful, manifesting pain and suffering for you. So you touch it on your body and then you say, may my body be healthy. So you touch it, so you feel that touch of your hand on your stomach. And even in the stomach, there are seeds, yeah? So when we are angry, irritated, filled with grief, sorrow, it gets manifested in the stomach. That's where we get gastrointestinal problems. And the gut is such an important factor for, gut health actually determines the health of the whole body. When the gut is ill, the whole body becomes ill one by one. So please take care of your gut. And then you start to feel sometimes there's so much of pain. So like a cool nectar, like ice cream, so beautiful bright light you breathe in, and then you send to your stomach and you tell yourself, may my body be healthy. Or you can say, may my stomach be healthy. May my stomach be healthy. And not in a forceful way, in a gentle way. So you've never actually looked at your stomach, never appreciated your stomach. Your stomach is crying for help, crying for attention, and you never bothered. So today you come back and then you say, oh, you know what? You're so important to me. I love you, and you have been supporting me since I was born. So today I reconcile with you, and I touch you, and I heal you. So may my stomach be healthy, or wherever, my back or whatever, yeah. May my body be healthy. So the breathing is beautiful bright light, and you send it to your body. Anywhere where there is pain and suffering. And then lastly, overall, you just tell yourself, may I be well and happy. So this beautiful bright light that you breathe in, now you don't need to touch anywhere. So you bring your right hand over your left hand, your two thumbs join together. So you ground yourself in mindfulness, breathing in and breathing out. You spread this beautiful light to the whole body, going through every single cell, capillaries, veins, arteries, everywhere, major organs, tissues, your bone marrow, your bones, wherever, anything. And then you send this beautiful bright light. And then you tell yourself, may I be well and happy. And genuinely tell yourself, may I be well and happy. Just by this positive affirmation, may I be well and happy, you reduce the stress in your body tremendously, right? So that exercise was called metta meditation, loving kindness meditation, right? But in a very skillful way, designed for to reduce stress, right? And this metta meditation is the benefit of metta meditation. This meditation was taught by the historical Buddha 2600 years ago. And one of the benefits that the Buddha explicitly mentioned in the teachings is that if you do loving kindness towards yourself first, then later you can do towards others. You do towards yourself, you can sleep better. It's clearly stated in the sutras. So there you are, the remedy for sleep. So starting with mindfulness, right? And then you go to touching of your heart, and then you do a positive affirmation, touch your head, touch your stomach, wherever, and then you tell yourself to be happy, and there you already start to shape your destiny, right? Mhm. So now we have done that. So now I would like you to do one more. We call it the body scan, right? So scan your body from head to toe, right? And so you can lightly touch. So this is for those of us who do not know where the problem is. So when you touch your head, sometimes we do not know whether we have uh, any headache or something. Something is inside. You gently touch it, and then you note any heat or cold, any throbbing, pulsating effect, whether it's moist or not, damp. So then you slowly come down. So we do not have much time to do the full. You come to your eyes. So your inner wisdom will tell you, as you do the body scan, that where the problem may lie. So sometimes I have got a sinus problem, yeah, and I don't know it's manifesting inside. Before it becomes too late, I do a body scan and I realize, oh no, I have this thing that is going to come back, very soon. So I've got to take precaution. Because if I don't, I have eye pain immediately. It connects to my eye. I get eye pain throbbing, and then I get headache, and then I get nausea. Then I get this very bad, neck ache, and then after that I get migraine, and of course vomit. So sometimes you don't know. So when you scan, so yeah, so you can feel the heat, the sensation, the throbbing. So just by putting it there, your inner wisdom, with the power of your hand, the scan, will actually tell you that if there's anything not right, right? So you can do that for certain, like your heart also, you can look at your heartbeat, and then you can feel the stress, especially at the heart, yeah. And you go to different parts, you go to the ears. So this is like what it's doing is actually bringing your awareness to those parts of the body that you never were aware of. So when you bring your awareness there, oh, okay, I have a stomach pain. Before it becomes, when you know you have a very bad stomach pain, then it's because it's already manifested. But before it manifests, if you touch it here, touch it, just when you bring your awareness there, you can start to see it manifesting. All right, it's so important. So the idea is, allow it to uh, manifest. And then now, I want to talk to you about a rain method. We call it, yeah, the RAIN. So we have done pranayama, we have done anapanasati, we have done metta meditation, we have done body scan. Now we do the rain method. What is rain? RAIN. Rain means actually you recognize. R is recognize, A is allow, I is investigate, and N is nurture. So remember this recipe, this rain. R is recognize, A is allow, I is investigate, and N is nurture. So this is a common method, yeah, used nowadays in therapy. Yeah. So now for restlessness. So how do you recognize restlessness? So you must. So when sorry.
Association.
Ah, but how do you do that? So you can sit down, come back to yourself. So do a little bit of pranayama, do a little bit of anapanasati, breathing in. I'm aware that I'm breathing in, breathing out. I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And now, after your mind is sufficiently grounded in your breath, that time you start doing the R. R is recognize. So recognize what is inside of you. So this is the point that people don't know. So that is why people say, "Oh, you must be stressed." I don't think so. I'm not stressed. So for those people who say that, they have to do the rain method. The rain method is you come back to yourself, observe your mind. You will see the agitation, right? Because yeah, we all know our minds. So when we are forced to look at our minds. So just don't go to sleep and then say, I can't do anything about it. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I'm looking at the wall, counting the sheep. No. Sit down after doing anapanasati and pranayama. Sit down just quietly and do the rain method. R, recognize. You just see. You will know. You have the innate wisdom. You don't need to ask somebody else. I'm 100% sure the answer will come to you. Only when you're sufficiently grounded in your breath, your mindfulness, you get that. You have a little bit of peace of mind. At that time, you tell yourself, you write in your notebook, RAIN. So you bring that notepad, that post-it pad, and then you stick it on your bed, and then you put the R there. Recognize. So you sit down and try to recognize what's happening. Was it a fight with somebody just now? Is it a long standing feud? What is it? So that answer will come to you now. You just have to ask, what is it? Where? Why? Where is what's manifesting? Where is it coming from? First, the question is what, then where, right? And then why. What, where, why? And you will get the answer. And it will bring you on a trajectory so you can see very clearly the trail. We call it the causal chain, the chain of cause and effect. So you are experiencing the effect of not being able to sleep. So you got to go backwards and find out the cause. And then from there you'll find out the cause of the cause. And then you find out the cause of 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 the cause. That's very important. Okay? So that is recognize. Right? So you recognize what is happening. So in this case, I give you an example of restlessness. So you recognize restlessness through irritation, your mind cannot sit still. So no matter what you do, you're just like, you can't take it, you can't sit still, you feel pain everywhere. You know, you just feel a mental block, you feel so heavy, your mind is cloudy, very dark, your bones are aching, your whole body is aching. It's a sign of restlessness. Your heart is beating fast, it's a sign of restlessness. Right? And you feel that your hand is going towards the device. It's like an addict. And then it's like withdrawal symptoms. So when you're meditating, it's like your hand wants to go, then don't, like that. Anyway, you know what I mean? So that's the withdrawal symptom. You sit 5 minutes in meditation, you already are running for the phone, the device. You want to call your friend and all. Want to open the window, want to do this, want to do everything. You want to go outwards except coming inwards. You're so terrified of coming back to yourself. That is a sign of restlessness, right? Very important. So number two, when you identify what it is, don't wish it away. Number two is A, allow. Allow means let it be. Don't meddle. So in life, sometimes everybody wants to give advice to somebody else. Sometimes you just need to let the person be. Sometimes we like, the pet mothers, when the child falls in a park, and then the mother goes, "Oh, you poor thing," and then the child, before that, the child would be okay. Oh, okay, I've fallen, so I know how to get up. And the child has the innate intelligence, but then the mother and the father, the overly pampering ones, would come and then, that's the time the child starts to cry. I'm getting attention. Okay. And again, I scream. Then we become spoiled. We are exactly like that. So we allow it to be. Just allow. Allow the restlessness to be. Restlessness is not you. So you don't have to wish it away. I'm a bad girl because I'm restless. I'm a bad boy because I am restless. Or no, don't judge. Allow it to be. It's not you. It was never about you. It's just a phenomena arising because of the different things that happen in your life. So it has become like that. So you are the investigator now. So you observe like you're observing the TV of your mind. Step back and observe. Right? So now is the deep observation. So you observe, but don't get involved. So allow it to be there. Allow it to come out. That is A. Now I, then you start to investigate gently. So first you recognize, then you uh, allow it to be there, then you investigate, where it came from. What is this? Why is this? Does it have color? Does it have a shape? Something like that, so you just basically look at it, is it going to be there forever? And the restlessness also has got a lifespan. It's not always there. But because we nurture it every day, the power becomes greater and greater. When you observe restlessness with the torch of mindfulness, the power diminishes. It's just like a teacher in a classroom. If there is no teacher, the naughty students will run up and down. Then when the teacher comes, then and the longer the teacher stays, then the child cannot do mischief, right? So the moment the teacher leaves, then the restlessness comes when the child comes. So the mindfulness is like the teacher is observing. So it's like, are you doing your work? So you have to do some homework in class. So some people will be like disturbing the friends. All right, stop it. Yeah. So that's mindfulness. So the torch of mindfulness is looking. So you're not involved, you're just looking at it. So I is investigate. Investigate means the torch of mindfulness looks at the restlessness. And then the restlessness wants to hide. So the naughty student, do you think it will be very proud with the teacher sitting there? Or it just wants to hide in the background and do something else? So it just becomes the smallest thing in the class, the restless child or the naughty mischievous child, right? In the same way, the restlessness also, once you look at it, okay, I'm going to look at you. I'm just going to look at you. I'm just going to look at you. Come on, yeah. Quite interesting. I'm looking at the restlessness. Then the restlessness would not want to be seen. The restlessness will try to escape. And how will it escape? It will transform. It will disappear. So that is the progression. Everything in phenomena, it goes up, it arises, it stays, and then it disappears. But we think that it is all the time there. Actually, it's not. When we manifest it over and over again, it looks like it's continuously restless, but it's not. So there is a time where you can look at the gap between one restlessness arising and another one arising, and then when you observe, then you finally get to see it disappear. And when it disappears, it's the nature of restlessness and anger and anything else, hunger, pain, thoughts, sensations, anything that arises has that. So the moment you look at it, it becomes so shy, it disappears. That is investigate, and then and nurture it with kindness. So which means that restlessness, I have no issue with you. You can arise because I'm going to watch you. So it's like the teacher has no anger towards that mischievous student. The teacher is kind, love the child so much. All the children are beautiful in the class. So the teacher will just look at the child, not because the teacher hates the child, because the teacher loves the child with kindness. The kindness, a good teacher will always want to help the child that is the most mischievous rather than punish it. So you're not here to punish restlessness. You are here to allow it to manifest so that you look at it with kindness and then it disappears, and that power is diminished for that moment. And if you do it constantly, the restlessness power will diminish because you never looked at it, it became so high. The moment you start looking at it, the power will diminish. One day, the restlessness will dissipate, and that's where you will start reclaiming your peace of mind. And when you have peace of mind and spaciousness inside here, then you will be able to sleep. So it is a mind, it's the mind, it's the mind. It's always about the mind, yeah? It was never about somebody else. It was never about the neighbors banging. It was never about somebody, talking. It was always about us not taking care of the mind. Yeah? So, right. So before sleeping, sometimes you can say, like releasing, releasing, relaxing, relaxing. You can do some positive affirmation. I release, I relax, I release, I relax. Yeah. So something like that. Okay. Or okay. So then your daily life, before you sleep, 1 hour before sleep, please put away your devices. Switch it off because of the blue rays. It interferes with our what nervous system. Yeah, our mental waves also. Okay. So sleep on time. Every day, the same time you have to sleep. Same time you wake up. And the best time to sleep is by 10, right? 10, latest 11. Never be after that because by after that, you will lose your sleep and then you'll be awake the whole night. Then you wait for the next day to sleep. Okay, and wake up on time. So what time should you wake up ideally? At about 5:30, 6 a.m. That's the best time to wake up. Sleep by 10. Get at least 7 hours of sleep, right? Yeah. So that is very important. Okay. So devices, yeah. So stop being a prisoner of the devices. So if you love your friends so much, you want to keep them inside your dreams, then off the devices 1 hour before. And see them in the dreams through your memory, good memories with them, not your memory of the phone. because before sleep you talk to your friend, you might argue with them, some or you have strong attachment or strong anger, and that too interferes with your sleep. And then not to mention the light, it hurts your eye, it just fries your brain. Yeah. So basically that's it's so simple, isn't it? Did you think that it was going to be something out of this world, or did I just give you something very very simple? So let me tell you a story before we end. This is coming from the time of the Buddha. And 2,600 years ago, so people couldn't sleep. It's not just today. So there was, so this is coming from the text called Anguttara Nikaya 3.35. Yeah, 3.35. So the Buddha encountered a Brahmin, yeah, the high class. His name was Ahinaka, who couldn't sleep because of anxiety. So the Buddha taught him this verse. Yeah. So he said, when the mind is untroubled, sleep comes easily. Worries fade away and one rests in peace. But then again, how do you know whether your mind is troubled or not? You must use the rain method, isn't it? Yeah. And there's another one. Some people are just too sleepy. Well, that one is okay. That one is different. So we look at mm, so the at the end of the day before sleeping, always practice loving kindness and compassion for yourself. May my heart be peaceful and free. May my mind be happy. May my body be healthy. May I be well and happy. That metta meditation to yourself, gradually you will get to sleep. Yeah. So you always remember that you got to use your breath as the anchor. Any questions before I end the session? So peaceful sleep comes naturally. So the idea is, if you want a peaceful sleep, you have got to induce, got to train to be peaceful. And when your mind is at ease, you do not need any tranquilizers in this world. Nothing can replace a peace of mind. So any questions? So can you summarize before I end? What is the gist of the teaching today?
Devices.
Hmm? No devices. So if you know where the problem is coming from, so you know how to nip it in the bud, yeah? Off the devices. It is nobody is paying you to answer the 1,000 people unless it is your work. But that too has a time. In countries in this world, I don't know whether your countries apply or not. So the bosses are not supposed to WhatsApp you or email you or ask you to do any work after working hours, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. That's it. Saturday, Sunday, no. Public holidays, no, and nothing in the midnight and 2 a.m. calling you and telling you this is urgent. Nothing of that sort. Yeah. So there's legislation. I know that Australia is one of those countries which has the legislation, and it is so important for mental health. Anything else before you? Nora, would you like to summarize anything? What is the main takeaway?
For me, the rain method.
Mm, okay. So now, do you know the causes? Do you know how restlessness manifests? And do you know how it robs you of your life? Right? So what are we going to do? If there's anything that should we make some sort of affirmation now of how we are going to after this meditation class. For those of us, if we cannot sleep, we have some issues. What are we going to do? Any particular changes in lifestyle that you want to have some sort of a like affirmation?
Maybe journaling.
Journaling. Journaling. I think that was
Just writing affirmations and reading out loud while meditating,
okay.
for example.
That's good. So, what kind of affirmation do you want to do?
Affirmations about health, good health,
Mm-hmm.
strength.
Okay. So here I have an affirmation. I will be reading to you as a takeaway before we end the meditation. Yeah. Anything else? So don't write too much. Sometimes when you write, and then you use devices. It We want to lessen the burden here. Writing, journaling sometimes can also cause stress. So sometimes you just need to stop the mental chatter, right? So here I will tell you the affirmation. So this is the one. So you can tell yourself, I am calm and relaxed. Feel it, yeah? I am calm and relaxed. My mind is at peace. I will send this to you later. I release all tension from my body. I'm grateful for the day I had. I'm ready to rest and rejuvenate. Sometimes you're not ready, yeah? You have to tell yourself you're ready. Sometimes you don't believe it, you say you've got other things to do. Then I'm surrounded by a sense of tranquility. Feel that tranquility. I let go of all worries and embrace sleep. So let go of worries. And then lastly, my body is healing and restoring itself. So it will help if you could imagine a serene place before you fall asleep, like a quiet beach or a peaceful forest. So you can picturize yourself there, and then you can say these affirmations. These two will help, yeah? So, but remember that whatever you do, always conjoin it with your breath. So, I hope this helps you have a restless night. Sorry, restful night. Yeah. So, good night and sweet dreams. Right. So, with this, I will dedicate the merits. Sunam di tamche zepa nye topne nye pe dranam pamje ne ke ga na je bala trupayi Sitpe sole drova drova resho jampe pawo jitara kempa dan kunto zampo deyan deshinde Deda kungi jeso dalo jenge wa deda tamche rabdu ngo dusun shepe gyawa tamche ki ngo wa gala choto nga pa deda ge ge we tsawa di kui jan zampo che che rabdu ngo wa regi ki wa kunto yanda lama dan rame che ke pala lon je je sada lam ji yenten rabdu ni dorji change gong fa nyu to sho Sangye kuso nye peje labda, chunyi minjuru den peje labda. Gede meche den peje lagi, je tarango wa mon lam drupa re shopa den sabe lama rinpoche. Dagi je wo pe me den shula ka dren je pe guni je zunte. Ku sun to ge ngodro tsa du shopa den la me nam para tarpa la. Keche samya lokta mi ke she che se le para tumbe mi ki La me jin lap sem la jo par sho la ma ku kam zan la solwa de cho tu ku tse ring la solwa de tre le da shi ge la solwa de la ma dan da wa me par jing ge lo cha se wa dan ji jin sha pa dan je su yi rang ku shin so wa yi ge wa jun ze da gi chi sa pa tham che zo pe jan ju ji ngo wo chan chu sim chu rin po che Ma ke pa nam ke jure che ke pa nyam pa me pa yang gune gondo pe war sho tu ni ta war po che ma ke pa nam ke jure che ke pa nyam pa me pa yang gune gondo pe war sho Rini ta war po che ma ke pa nam ke jure che ke pa nyam pa me pa yang gune gondo pe war sho Chupa tsime rinpoche ma ke pa nam ke jure che ke pa nyam pa me pa yang gone gondo pe ware sho. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy and have sweet dreams. Be able to sleep and heal themselves. Sabe satwa bhavantu sukhita.
So, so,
Thank you. Bye bye.
recording or even practicing?
Come, let me take you all for a drive.